Boy, the things I can get into, guys, I'll tell you what, my life just it never ceases to amaze me, the stuff that happens in my life, I'm telling you. It's unbelievable, unbelievable. Got a hunt buddy I've known since the early 60s. Him and I hunted together. He moved away and started getting rich and famous, and now he's got more money than he knows what to do with. But anyway, how this all started. This is a true story. I'm at the computer the other day. Got to have a plane go over while I'm trying to talk. They're probably spying on me right now. Yep, friggin' chopper. Probably spying on me as we speak. Anyway, I'm at the computer here banging at the back door. And I go out there and open it up. I look in the turnaround, and here's an FWC pickup truck. That's Florida Wildlife Commission pickup in my turnaround. And there's these two cops, game wardens, at my back door. And I just got done talking. I'll finish the story. We just got done talking to my buddy. And so I'm puckered up. And I'll tell you, you'll know why in a minute. I'm puckered up because here's two game wardens at my back door. Now, I've done nothing wrong that I know of. And I said, what can I do for you, young fellas? You Steve and Dennis? Yes, sir, yes. Got a question. You still doing taxidermy? No, they didn't say. I said, you mean commercial taxidermy? Yeah, you doing, no, you guys are a little late on that one. I quit that about 10 years ago. The other dude says, well, why did you quit? I said, well, I was a pipeline foreman, working 9-10 hours a day, 6 days a week. And taxidermy takes a lot of time. And I was burning the candle at both ends, and I was making a heck of a lot more on the pipeline than I was in a taxidermy shop. Oh, okay. I'm thinking to myself, wow, you guys are a little late on this one. Well, that's what I told them. I said, you're a little late on this one. They both chuckled, right? Apparently, guys, they've been watching me on YouTube, maybe showing my mounts or whatever, right? That's what I'm thinking. Oh, you haven't done, no, I haven't done commercial taxidermy in 10 years. Now I'll have somebody, maybe a friend, you'll want me to do this for him and that for him, right? But I don't charge nothing. Anyway, they just cover my expenses. Oh, okay. Now, to be a commercial taxidermist, guys, and I had to be because I was in the yellow page. I put in the yellow page, you got to have an occupational license. Well, that's renewed annually. You got to pay them a fee, occupational license fee. Now the government's into you. Oh, now they send you forms. How much money did you make doing that? Oh, they want to see all that. And then, of course, when you do your taxes, they want to see all that paperwork, right? More government, more Big Brother watching you, right? And then FWC can come in if you're a taxidermist. You have freezers, you have commercial stuff to do. They want to go in, rip your freezers apart. Let's see how many critters you got in there. Let's see if you've got any sandhill crane, protected sandhill cranes you might have in there, gopher turtles, gators, all that. See, they want to know all that. So yeah, they can come in at any time. If somebody makes a call, I think Steve-O's farting under the covers. You better get over there. Oh, here they are. Let's not seal the border. Let's not help out with fentanyl coming across, killing everybody. Let's not jump in there. Let's just run around and play silly games that, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, it's quite amazing. So these boys leave. They said, okay, you're okay, or you don't got no, you're not doing that. Okay, well, we don't need to, you know. They want to say, well, we want to look in your freezers anyway. I would have said, oh, you need a search warrant. You need a search warrant to come in this place. And but they did. They didn't say nothing. They don't have a search warrant. They just thought I would just volunteer opening up this or that. Probably, I don't know. But I'm not doing commercial taxidermy. All right. So anyway, I get a call from my bud. I get this crazy package. It says it was from South America. It said beans on it. This bag, and he had a bag inside of this big bag, and he had fava beans or something. And I don't know. I've never seen these kind of beans. They were like from South America. All these beans around this bag. And so I go in there. I see this little bit of plastic stick, and I pull it out, and there's a friggin' head in there, guys. A head. And there's instructions in there. Steve-O, mount this for me. Put his name. I'm not going to tell you his name. Mount this for me, buddy. Buddy. I'm always, you get more buddies when you become a beekeeper or a taxidermist. You got everybody banging on your door, calling you up. Hey, buddy. Yeah, buddy, my ass. And because they want the good, they want free stuff. Let's face it. So he has been a good friend. Anyway, he keeps me laughing because he's got so much money, guys. He just buys all kind of craziness. So anyway, he calls me just shortly thereafter and tells me this friggin' story. This story. I said, what's going on, bro? What is this in this bag? He knew exactly when I received the bag. He said, that is a hybrid Yeti. I said, what? Yep. I had a guy call me, a friend of mine that's living in Vilcabamba, Ecuador. Vilcabamba, you look it up. It's over on the west side. It's up about 4,000 elevation. He lives in this village, this little town, little miniature town. He can walk across these in 15 minutes. Loves it there. It's just a bunch of old hippies, he says, that live there, and all they do is sit around bitch about America all day long. Yeah, American hippies sitting in there. Anyway, he lives there, and then he was telling me about setting up a guide for him, a guide service for hunting, because he's a bow hunter like me. He goes all over the world hunting. You ought to believe it. You wouldn't believe all the exotic stuff that he comes up with. So he sets up this hunt. He goes there, and he gets a guide, and the guide takes him out, and he says, I'm going to set you up, and we're going to kill a hybrid Yeti. Now, you can't shoot the big. He said, I'm going to try to set this up. I'm going to talk to, he said, I've got the cartels running the whole place down there these days. It's a dangerous situation. He said, and I'm going to talk to the cartels, and they're going to let me take a full-size Yeti. There's no one ever killed one in the USA yet. They talk about it all the time. These little phony pictures, and this. And so he's going to set me up. This first hunt's just going to be a hybrid. And he said, well, what's the skinny on the hybrids? Well, the hybrids, with Joe's situation, crazy border that he's let all the people in, people are flooding out of those places. They're coming to America because they know it's better here than it is there, for God's sakes, right? Corruption, they got cartels running everything. And they want out. Well, these women's husbands haul ass. If you'll notice, there's hardly anybody coming across the border. It's just mostly guys. And when there's some kids, they Joe has those trafficked off for sex trade and this and that. So, but the guys are coming. If you look at the mass amount of guys, well, these guys are leaving their wives home, leaving them there. And what's happening, guys, this is really terrible. What's happening, The Yetis, the big Yetis, he said, these are like 8 foot tall. This guide told him, he said, "Look, these sumbitches are big. They're like 8 feet tall, a big hairy sumbitches. And they come in and they rape the local women there. The women, they got little villages outside of town. These village people come into town and take care of the hippies. They cook for them. They can do their laundry, yada, yada, yada. Clean the house, this and that. But they go back to their little village at night. Well, these big Yetis, there's no guy there to protect them. They know this. They sneak in, and they rape the women. They rape the local women. Well, they end up having babies. Apparently, the gene pool is just close enough to where you can crank out a baby. These local women, they can have a child. So he said they're in there cranking out all these children, but the women that are getting raped by these things, they have the babies, and they're so horrified, they put the babies outside. So what we do, what the Yetis do, they come in at night, the big Yetis, and they grab those babies and they'll eat them. They eat most of them, but some, if they have a nurse, he said, that's what the guide was saying now. The guy, if they have a nursing, one of the Yetis females that are nursing, they will take a baby and put on there, and they'll raise it up, and they make these smaller little Yetis, because these are small people, South American people are smaller. They make smaller ones, and then they let them, they train them, the Yetis train them how to bow hunt, and they bow hunt. And they kill small game and stuff and larger game, and they give the game to the big Yetis. So you see how it all ties in. So anyway, the females that are raped and having these babies, they don't want these children because these children Yetis are a hybrid and they look ugly as hell. So anyway, that's how it gets. So anyway, he says, I go down there for this hunt. He says, and we go out, and these smaller Yetis, these hybrids, come in. He baits them up with some food and stuff, marshmallows and cassava and yucca roots and just bananas and garbage food. That's not proper human diet. And they just put those out for bait, and he sets up a tree stand, they get a tree stand. He said, my guide, he's got a friggin' AK-47 with a 60-round banana clip in it. He said, what the hell are you doing with that? He said, I'll show you when we get in the tree. So he said, to get in the tree, he said, it ain't 5 minutes. This hybrid comes in, and I center punch him with a broadhead. It falls down. It starts screaming. He's kicking and thrashing. The guide says, oh, Jesus. He said, I hope that thing dies quickly because that screaming's going to call in and the ankle bite. He called them ankle biters. Going to call in the ankle biters. He said he could hear the brush cracking, and he said, here they come, yipping and yapping. He said it was like hundreds of them. He said there had to be over 100 of them. He said they looked like little chihuahuas. He said that's what they call them ankle biters. They're about chihuahuas. He said like 100 of them coming in there. These things start tearing the hell out of my critter, my hybrid I just shot, and they're ripping him to pieces. He said, my God, what's going on? He said, my guide flips off the safety. He puts that safety on fully auto. He said he starts waylaying these things, these ankle biters. He said there's guts and blood and just red meat flying all over the friggin' jungle. He said, man, oh man, 60 round. He said, you're going to scare everything away. He said, well, you got your trophy there. He said, well, he's kind of chewed up. And the guy said, well, you're just doing a head mount anyway, right? Yeah, I guess. So anyway, and the rest, he shot 2/3 of them, he said. He just blew them away. He got red meat all over the trees and everything. Looked like a slaughterhouse. So they ran off. He said, we don't want to get down too quick now because they could chew us up just like they did him. He said completely tore the whole body apart within seconds. He said it was like a pack of piranhas eating a quarry. It was unbelievable. Anyway, he said they moved on, and we got down on the tree, and there was just enough neck meat there. He said he just guide pulled his knife out, Bowie knife. He hadn't cut the freaking head off on my hybrid, and we went back. And he said we packed the thing. He said we didn't know what to do. He said I knew him had to get him the head to you so you can mount the thing, but so all we did was had to sneak it out of the country. So what we did is just packed in a whole big bag of beans with the inside of the thing, and we put a lot of salt, filled the bag, put the head in the bag, filled it up with salt, so it kind of, preserved it in salt to ship to you. So I knew what time you were going to get this thing. I've been tracking on tracking numbers, and finally when I hit your house, then I would call you after you'd looked in the bag. I didn't want to tell you what was coming because you probably would have ran the other way. I said, good Lord, dude, is any of this legal? Oh, you'll be fine. The hybrids are okay. It's a government deal where you can't kill the big ones. Anyway, I paid a lot of money, he said, for that head. I want you to fix it up because I want to put it in my man cave. And I said, oh, bro, you are freaking killing me, man. He said, just do it for I'll take care of you. Don't worry about it. Do you want to go on the next hunt? I said, no. Yeah, I ain't leaving this country, bro. That's a scary place down there. You got cartel running all over the place. It's ridiculous. And then you get all these people. Joe's got all these people coming in here. He said, yeah, that's the thing. We got to hurry up and do the second hunt. I said, what second hunt? My guide told me, he said, I know how to get one of the big ones. He said, they're eight plus big. He said, they're huge. I said, how? He said, I want a full body mount. My guide claims that he can get me in on one for sure. He said they'll take one of the local girls and tie her up out there as bait, and then we will sit in the tree stand. We'll get one of those big Yetis because they'll come in. They're checking it every night. He says, checking every night in there. He said, we'll get you shot on a big one. He said, and I got a mortician down here. I said, how are you going to get the thing back to the States? Oh, I got it all figured out. I got my mortician. He said, people die all the time coming down there, and they die all the time. They ship them back to the States. We'll just make a little extra bigger box. I said, yeah, I guess so, if they're 8 feet tall. Yeah. There's another chopper. See, these guys are watching me, guys. I'm telling you. These people are watching me. Anyway, he said, well, I got a mortician down there who'll suck the blood out of him and inject him for formaldehyde and ship him to you. I said, okay, bro, whatever. I said, this is going to cost you big time. I got to build a special mannequin for that thing. And I don't know why. He said, they're big, hairy, and ugly. He said, he's got pictures of them. You won't believe it. Some are red, some are black. It's just unbelievable. He said, I got to have a full-size one for my man cave. You going to do it? I said, I guess. Nobody else has got one going on. I might as well build you one, mount you one. I said, I see it on television all the time, all these Yeti Hunters and all. He said, no, my guide says we can get one for sure. I just got to bait him up, just like you do the corn feed them hogs and deer in Florida. He said, he can do the same thing in Ecuador. It'll be a piece of cake. I said, okay. So I can't wait for that next shipment, guys. I'm telling you. Some of the crazy friends I have, I'm telling you. Well, I said, you going to send me a couple ankle biters too, so we can mount those? So we can maybe have them a little deal where they're standing off trying to get at the hybrid Yeti head here? What? No, he said he made mincemeat out of those things. There was nothing salvageable. He said we had chihuahuas scattered all over, up in the trees and everything else. It was unbelievable. He said he had that AK-47, guy, so freaking hot. The barrel was glowing on that thing. Golly. Wow. This guy can come up with some stories now, I'm telling you guys. He can come up with some freaking stories, and he's got them. He just keeps sending me more crazy stuff to do. But anyway, I'm about to finish him up here. He's got a little bit more work to do on him here. So I thought I'd show you the hybrid Yeti. So I've been working on him here, and doing the best I can. I mean, the skin color is turned dark when he put it in all that salt and everything. So I'm just trying to do the best I can. But here he is anyway. Here he is. Yeah, here he is. He's got a little. I got a little mohawk on him here. Yeah, little side view here. Little side view on him. Here's the back of the head here. Yeah, he's coming along here. So I'll have him ready to ship out to his man cave here pretty soon. And they don't have their teeth, are kind of, I don't know. It's, you know, they're in the, well, who knows? I mean, they're inbred as heck, you know. And a lot of the people down there are inbred in that jungle. And so you cross them up with a Yeti, but it is what it is. I mean, it's just a man cave item. I don't know if I'm going to get a call from the feds or CIA or, you know, FWC on this thing, but he claims they're legal. The hybrids are legal to kill, but the other ones aren't. He said it's gonna be a little tricky. Getting them in, but they'll put them, he said, in a pine box and ship them as they would a regular, you know, human cadaver. So, all right, that's all I got for you today, guys. Be strong, be well, be happy. Try to pick your friends accordingly, because you see the mess I'm always into, okay? I'll see you later, guys. Have fun. Bye-bye.